Whenever I want a quick, easy and delicious meal that tastes like I put in a ton of work, I usually go for brown stew fish. This recipe uses all fresh ingredients, fresh veggies and of course fresh fish. I'm going to show you how to easily develop some great flavors for the most delicious pot of brown stew fish. That sauce is so good, but we'll soon get into that. These are a great all-rounder fish. Fresh yellowtail snapper. You can tell they are fresh because of the super bright eyes and firm flesh. I'm keeping this simple. I'm just going to season these with some dried pimento or allspice, black pepper and necessity whenever frying fish, and finally a bit of salt. Super simple. I need to do two things before I season my fish. First, I'm going to grind the dried allspice. Pre-ground allspice will always be inferior. Second thing I will do is dry the fish. Paper towels work really well, but a clean kitchen towel like I have here is also good. Drying the fish ensures I get a nice fry on these. Crispy skin and no sticking or breaking. Next, I'm scoring the fish. These are relatively small, so I'm just making one shallow diagonal cut on each side of each fish. Scoring increases the surface area so it holds more of the seasoning, cooks quicker and more evenly. It also won't curl when it's cooking because that slice prevents big muscle tension, and scoring also adds to the presentation. Alright, so now I can season with the salt, black pepper and allspice. I want a light even coat of each of these on every inch of the fish. This will be going in a sauce later, so it's better to under season. We can always add more, but taking it away is another story. Really get into every crevice. Even if it's lightly seasoned, it will still have a big impact on the finished dish. Most of my subscribers are from the US, and until starting this channel, I did not realize how little Americans eat whole fish. I did a steamed fish video some time ago where someone was appalled that I didn't remove the heads or fillet the fish. The contrast is crazy here because most of what we do is whole fish. Maybe some bone-in steaks, but outside of fine dining or maybe salmon, we don't do fillets that much. That's done. I'm going to shallow fry these on high flames. I'm using a heavy cast iron pan to really hold on to the heat for a nice sear on the skin. I like to season the oil whenever frying fish. I'm using pimento, thyme, scallion and a green scotchy, but other seasons work too, like garlic and onion. This splatters a lot, so exercise some caution. Maybe use a splatter screen or something. Next, I'm laying in the fish head to tail, laying it away from me. Yeah, do as I say, not as I do. Doing it this way makes it easier to flip and handle. I'll give the first side about 2 to 3 minutes. I'm not trying to cook it right through. I'm just trying to get a bit of crispy skin. High flames is so I can crisp the skin really fast without cooking the fish too much. Most fish cooks right through very quick, so this can be a challenge. This is undercooked, but if it wasn't, it would be really delicious as is, without getting to the brown stew part. You don't have to do a lot to fresh fish to make it taste really great. I'm just going to get these out of the pan and set them aside. For me, this is the fun part of this dish. This is actually really easy and versatile, so you can really fine-tune it to your taste. I love to use all fresh herbs and veggies. You could use a lot more vegetables than I have here, or you could use just 3 or 4. Onion, garlic, thyme and tomato is a nice flavor combo for a brown stew sauce. I love having crunchy veggies with my fish, so I'm doing a bit more. Don't worry though, I will show you each of the veggies I use in this dish when we get to the cooking. Speaking of, if you like what's cooking, now is a great time to like this video or subscribe if you're not a squaddy already. Oh, and I have a Patreon where all the content is free, so consider checking that out. I'm going to use a bit of that oil to make the sauce. It's been infused with the seasons I added plus the fish flavor, so that should really carry through. Let's build some flavors. I'm going to hit that with a few cloves of chopped garlic. This is about 3 small stalks of scallion, both the greens and whites. 1 sliced onion. As I mentioned before, I could stop here with the veg and still make a great sauce, but let's keep going. 1 tablespoon grated ginger. Ginger complements the fish really well and it's usually great in brown stew. I need a bit of spice, and scotchy adds not only heat but some big flavors. These are the aromatics and I'm going to saute this off until it's fragrant and just starting to brown. This is going to give me really good depth of flavor. 2 diced plum tomatoes going next for a bit of acidity as well as flavor. Also want a bit of sliced carrots. Fresh thyme for that fresh thyme flavor, of course. A bit of brown sugar to offset the acidity of the tomato. Browning sauce can be used for the color, but I prefer soya sauce. Not just for the color, but it adds all the salt I need, plus extra flavor to the sauce, and it's a great complement to the fish. Next, I'm adding close to a cup of ketchup. This will thicken the sauce and give it a nice smooth texture. Ketchup might also add some acidity, but this varies from brand to brand. I'm adding a big splash of water, or else this will be too thick, too rich, and not very saucy. I'm going to let this simmer for about 5 minutes, but before that I want to taste this to see how we did. Oh, that's nice and spicy, but also very acidic from the ketchup. Another tablespoon of brown sugar should fix that. Ooh, nice. It got a bit thicker after 5 minutes. It's time to add the fish to the sauce. Placing them head to tail works same way. There's a bit of resting juices, so I'm just adding that to the pot. Wasting flavor is a terrible sin. I'm just spooning over a bit of that sauce so the crispy skin can soak it up. Some fresh veggies at the end of any stew makes it taste more dynamic and adds some extra texture and flavor. So I'm adding some red onions and some sweet pepper. Also, the color it adds is attractive. Being Jamaican, I know how much we like to overcook our food, but this needs no more than 2 minutes of simmering. Forgot I had a bit of extra carrot. Give that a minute. One of the most important things you can do for this dish is to not to overcook the fish. You can make a delicious sauce, but having the fish perfectly cooked will take everything to the next level. And that's really all it takes to make brown stew fish. I think I did a lot in terms of all the veggies I use, and this could be a lot simpler, but that kinda comes down to personal preferences. I'm having this with a bit of steamed white rice, but this is good with most sides you can think of, especially rice and peas. Or even couple Excelsior water crackers, that would have worked same way. Wow. Look at that. Very juicy, very tender and perfectly cooked. That's exactly what you want with a brown stew fish. The acidity of the brown stew sauce as well as the flavor of the soya sauce complements the light fish really well. Yeah. Brown stew works great with most fish, but it's especially used for white fish like snappers and groupers. But it's great with many oily fish as well, like eel and mackerel. Yeah, that's super juicy. Oily fishes usually have stronger flavors, so not everybody will be a fan. But I made brown stew fish with fresh mackerel one time and damn, that was good. You wanna know what else is good? Watching one of these videos that YouTube is convinced you will enjoy. Catch you in the next one.